Christ Lifeline, how it started, interesting. I remember while I was moving from 300 level to my final year on campus, and I was praying to God. I say, God, as I go back to this campus, it's my last session on this campus. I want to take over the campus for you. Lord, help me. Use me, Lord. Use me in a very big way. Let me impact this campus. Let us change this campus for you. So while I was praying, I remember then at the back of my house for some hours, then I started to see images of what I will be doing. I saw myself leading people to support missionaries at a very large scale. I saw myself helping believers to come out of the shackles of ignorance. I saw myself working with a group of believers to help the needy. So I got confused. How will I do this on campus? And that's not all. While I was seeing all these things, I heard the word Lifeline. Now, before then, I have never heard of that word. I did not even know that there was a word called Lifeline. I didn't know that it was a dictionary word. Maybe I was a bushman, I don't know. But that was over 20 years ago. I didn't know there was a word called Lifeline. I heard the word Lifeline. So I wrote it on my diary, Lifeline, and then I wrote some sketches of what I saw. But I got more confused. I said, God, I'm praying for my final year. Everything I've seen, I don't know it can happen on campus. So I just wrote Lifeline and I packed it. And I continued my normal life. Went to a campus, I was trying to impact the campus. Then one day, that thing came back to me, Lifeline. I said, oh, let me even check if there's a word like that in the dictionary. And I checked. And the meaning of Lifeline was exactly everything God showed me we'll be doing. I said, wow, that means God wants to do something through me. But I'm the least qualified. How will I do it? And I packed it again. It was too big for me to comprehend. I said, no, not someone like me. I packed it. And when I left school, it kept coming to my mind every time. Lifeline, 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 Lifeline. So I was so tired of the pressure. And then I said, God, what will you have me do? What will I do? I don't know how to do anything. It's okay. I then started with Yahoo groups. Then, so many of you know what Yahoo groups, but years ago, there was what we call Yahoo groups. That was the form of, on the internet, how you could send mail to many people at the same time. So if you're on a group, if I send a message to lifeline_ng@yahoogroups.com, if there are 100 people in that group, they all get the email. And if somebody posts information, it goes to everybody in that group. So that was the first way I give expression to this. I formed the Lifeline Yahoo groups, and we started sending messages like every once in a month online. And one thing led to the other, and we are here today. From that Yahoo groups, after sending mails for some time, God started putting pressure on me that that's not enough. That's not what I want you to do. Because I did that to satisfy the pressure. That said, when God asked me how far, I said, maybe I've done something. Well, I could not continue with that pressure again. I sat down and I spoke to a few of my friends. I spoke to my fiancée then, Sola. We were not married. I spoke to Ifelayo Ojo, Dr. Ifelayo Ojo, our former vice president. I spoke to Adeiga Womuti, Pastor Adeiga Womuti. Then later on, I got in contact. I met Pastor Gabriel Ajibade during my service here in Mina, Niger State. And by speaking to them, we started putting things together, started having some shape, some flesh of how we can do something physical beyond what we were doing online then. And then we had a program, a public program, and we invited other people to join us, and that was how we moved from there. First outreach experience, I think it was on 7th, we started 2003, but the first outreach experience was on 2007. That was the day everything changed in Christ Lifeline. Now, before then, I told you I've had that pressure to take to the next level. So when I discussed with my friends, we came together and we said, let us put a program called Mission Exhibition. So in that Mission Exhibition 2007, the plan was to just tell the world that this is what we are here for and invite others to join us. So I did a PowerPoint slide, showed them pictures of what God is trying to do in this end time, and I was going to use us to fill a strategic gap this end time. And then after, I asked if you would like to partner with Christ Lifeline Ministry, raise up your hand. Now there were about 50-something people in that meeting, and over 90% of them raised up their hand and collected forms and feel that I want to be donating every month or every quarter, as the case may be, to Christ Lifeline. When I asked that question, and almost everybody, they all raised up their hand, something rose inside of me. And that was the day, that was a turning point. From that day, I started running with passion. I was like, oh, this thing that God put in my heart, yeah, we can really do it. Yes, it can go to the place that I've seen. And one thing has led to the other, but that was a turning point. From there on, anytime we had a program, we called for partnership, and people were always willing to support. And some people have been supporting us since then up till now. The journey, I would say, has been supernatural. It has been challenging. It has been interesting. Supernatural because we've just been following God. We just pray and with a sincere heart to say, God, what will you have us do? And as God leads us, we step out in faith. Oh, supernatural. I remember when God asked us to go and build a block of 6 classrooms in Dukawa, Niger State then. This was around 2008. Then we were still very young. I was not even married then, just to imagine how young I was. When God gave us that instruction, the total sum of all our annual gross salary of all the partners in Christ Lifeline then, this was in 2007, before our public program, could not build that classroom. But we went and we stepped out in faith and we announced it. And within the space of 1 year or 1.5 years, we were able to build it. When God told us to go to Manchester, I was just having my bath. And he says, your next stop is Manchester. I said, Manchester? How? I was 31 years then. How do I know then? So very young, but how did God do it? God organized it. My association where I belonged to, I was the secretary then. They said, Tope, there is a program in Manchester for all the leaders and we'd like to go and represent us. And we went there. The other day I was driving past a TV station and the Lord said, go and speak to that TV station and tell them you want to be on their TV station for free. And he said, tell them that you want to have a collaboration agreement with them. It was something out of the ordinary. Just go to a TV station and say you want to be on that TV station, and you give them a collaboration proposal and you will be on TV for free. I went and then it happened. Our magazine, God led us. Even as far as the children we support for educational scholarship, for orphanage outreach, God has led us. We just hear God and then we obey. That's what I say, it's been supernatural. It's been challenging because every project that God gave to us was big. And when we looked at our pulse then, there was nothing. But we always stepped out in faith. And God inspired the hearts of people to donate. We've never lacked and we've always lacked. How does that mean we've never lacked, we've always lacked? When we start out, the money is not in the account. But we say this is what we want to do. And we always did it. So initially, it's just as though you don't have anything. But at the end of the day, it's like you had everything. Because everything you set out to do, you eventually did it. When we built mission house in India, when we went to India for outreach, when we went to Ghana for outreach, when we went to the UK and US for outreach, or with all the programs we've organized in Nigeria, BFS, free of charge, free feeding and accommodation in this same country. Many people come and they are wow, free? This thing is free? If we charge 300,000 to 500,000 naira for BFS, it's not even enough. It's worth it. But we give it for free because God supplies. So it's been challenging when you always start from that scratch and you scratch to the point whereby you get to do everything. And it's interesting because we work with like minds, people of like mind, people who just love the Lord. Nobody is giving you any trophy. Nobody is really saying, hey, this is the biggest donor. Nobody is saying, hey, this is the person that has done it. But you just know that it's between you and God. And people are sowing seeds in secret. And God is rewarding them in the open. It's been very interesting working with believers from across the world, to deliver Lifeline to nations. It's been very wonderful. The BFS, Believers Finishing School, wow. Again, like I said, it's been supernatural all the way. It was a God-given idea. Myself and I remember Pastor Adega, we went to the Redemption Camp to pray. We were together in a room and we were praying for like maybe about 3 days retreat. And we were praying and praying and praying and praying. And what happened was that before then, we were having World Outreach Convention in several cities. We had gone to Lagos, in Ilorin, in Minna, in Abuja, in Accra, in India, in Manchester, in Dallas, in the US. So we've done it several places. And whenever we went there, just a 3-hour program, it's always so impactful. And people will ask us, is that the end? No follow-up? And then we see that what we do, we generate so much momentum, and then it comes to an end. And people are always eager for more. And sometimes when you meet those people, when you teach them and they are so excited, they say, oh, we're going to do this. After some time, it's like they've forgotten what you did, what you taught them. So there was this board in our heart, say, Lord, how do we help people beyond just this, like a taster session, to just fire them up? How do we help them to stay consistent? How do we give them what can make them to run for life and experience all-round success for life? Not an event, not something that just changed them for one day. So as we were praying and praying and praying, the idea of Believers Finishing School came. And then it was a divine idea. If you look at the way the Believers Finishing School go, right from the beginning, the way we take away, the way we juggle with your mind, to tell you that don't think you know everything. Don't be so sure what you think you know, you are correct. And then to the way we arrange the topics and the choice of the topics. It was in that retreat God was telling us, inspiring our hearts, we were writing it. And then we came and then we did the first one. When we finished the first BFS, we said, yes, this is it. Anybody that really passed through BFS, there is a shift that happens in your life. You just know that you have shifted. Something just moved you from one level to a level whereby on your own you can then begin to grow and run. So it was meant to give people a foundation they can build on and grow and build on it to be all that God has designed it to be, and you fulfill purpose in family, in ministry, and in industry. The Christ plan I see ahead, first of all, I want to say I'm very thankful to God, first of all, for the courage to hand over to a team of executives. It's not happened many places. For a young man as this, still vibrant, with the love I have for Christ Lifeline, I was going to do Christ Lifeline work till I die, until I'm 100. I passionately love everything about Christ Lifeline. But when God told me to hand over, I obeyed and hand over to Brother Emeka Ofia, or Evangelist Emeka Ofia. And the team working with him has been amazing so far. I thank God that I obeyed. They are doing an amazing work. And I see them doing better than what we did when I was president. And that's how it's supposed to be. Because greater heights is what God has called us to. I see Christ Lifeline working with international organizations, having partners from all over the world, having organizations as partners from all over the world that will donate to this cause and will be the hub for Lifeline to missionaries, Lifeline to believers to experience all-round success, Lifeline to the less privileged, Lifelines to missionaries in unreached places, taking the gospel where the gospel has not been preached, taking it from people in the city to people in the rural areas. I see us as that hub for the future, where we are plugged into several churches, we are plugged in with several donor organizations, taking those resources, channeling them rightly to help the less privileged, to give them Lifeline, to help missionaries, and then to help other believers. That is the future I see, and it's going to happen. And I want us to put our hands together to help this ministry. Talk to your organization, talk to foreign missionaries, mission support organization, talk to friends and families abroad and also in Nigeria. Let's join us together to extend Lifeline to the nations.